Which chair should I be in?
We're on.
You want me to move in closer? Would that be better for that?
Ooh. Steve, cameraman.
You can move in closer. Yeah, that's fine. We're getting you right there on the side, too, either way, whatever you...
Would it be better if I went across, or should we do like a loop so we're all facing?
We could all switch chairs.
That actually leads me into this next question I got from someone. What behaviors that were acceptable in your early 20s are you, or should you start becoming ashamed of in your late 20s and beyond?
Turns out all of them.
Yeah, most all
Drinking
of
until you piss the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a big one?
Yeah.
Was that a big one for you,
Yeah,
Steve?
that was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking till you piss. Okay. What else?
Oh man,
How
I
do
mean
we-
that's a
a
very
pretty big one.
introspective question.
Yeah.
Ain't no
This is-
Russian
that
riffing
ass-
your way out of this one, boys.
I was about to say, this one is almost, this is all the person, this is kind of, I come on the pod and to sort of avoid these deep thoughts. Now I'm going to start looking at
They
the
can't
rain.
ask
Yeah.
this question on a stark and stormy
I know,
night.
it is,
know.
it's coming from a guy too, so I'm like, okay.
As someone, I'm about to turn 29 in like 3 weeks,
yeah.
and that rain is coming so close to me.
It's calling you.
It's calling me. So this is, let's see, what things are good to avoid that you can't do?
What's something you've done that you were shameful of?
Huh.
Or that you'd be more shameful of now? Where you can go, oh, I was young.
I didn't do a lot of cool, other than just like drinking a lot, I didn't do a lot of cool shit. That's
Yeah.
the problem, is that now I feel like I want to do cool shit and I can't, because like I want to do cool stuff like have sex with a 17-year-old. But I can't, because now it's like I've aged
Yeah,
past the law. It's kind of
Yeah.
upsetting.
yeah. That's different than the reason I couldn't, which is that her Tinder radius was outside of my driving range.
I matched with a girl who said she lived in Chicago, and she lives in Oak Lawn. And it's gotten to the point where I'm genuinely looked up on transit, how do you get to Oak Lawn? And I'm basically going to have to take like an aerocopter to get out there. But she seems down and slightly crazy. So if you can figure out how to...
She's not willing to come to you.
We haven't gotten that
Meet
far
in the
yet. We're
middle.
taking it very slow.
Get a
Meet in the
Hyatt
middle.
in Logan Square.
Yeah.
That's what the loop is for.
Yeah.
Then I got to get like
That's what the bean is for.
to have sex in front of the bean?
Oh. Oh, I didn't know we were...
No, I
you've
mean,
never
I
met
was-
before.
No, we haven't. Like
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Stop having casual sex with strangers from out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Is that but I wanted to start on that. Oak Lawn's so far away, and I had to look up like good places to.
I just
Oh,
picture you
kidnap
Lon,
a
I
girl.
actually love the Wiggly Pig barbecue out there.
it taking so long on public transit to get there. You have to stop at like a Subway and get lunch. You gotta make
I
like
have,
a whole,
I have to get
a whole
up in the
day out
morning.
of
I have
it.
to like lay out an outfit before get up in the morning. Like I'm going to hike the Rockies. I have to get down. You have to take like the Metro, and then you have to take.
You have
like,
to establish base camp and
I've got to have people there to hand me water as I go on
Yeah.
down there. And by the way, if also we go down there, and not to be crass or anything,
yeah.
but if we do go down there and it's just a good hang, I might chain myself to the door and been like, it's gonna take me 37 hours to get back, and I feel like you at least should suck my pinky toe. But I don't actually think
Is
these
there
ways.
always that like undertone of expectation
Not at all.
or obligation on
No.
a first date?
Not on the first
Are
date.
you
That is
sure?
a
I swear to
crazy
God.
redirect after I'm
swear
going to
to God.
chain myself to
No,
the
no,
front
no.
door.
Here's what I'm saying. Not when there's not even expectation on the third date when we're in the comforts of Lakeview, Chicago. When I am taking if I have to get on
How many
form of-
inches for every mile outside of the city does she have to receive?
if I have to get on transit that requires them to punch a printed out ticket, it carries not sex, but the things that it might lead to that, or marriage, or something. And, quite honestly, I would never expect sex. I don't believe in sex. If she's listening to this, if she is
okay.
listening to this, meet me halfway. Apparently, we can fuck in front of the bean.
It's a
She better be.
compromise.
The only way you guys can communicate at this radius is ham radio. I once drove in college like 32 miles to meet up with a Tinder date. Got there. Turns out there was a reason all the pictures were from the neck up. And probably should not have leaned this way for eye contact. Probably should have gone to the boys.
No, I get it though. I mean, I've been there with
Yeah.
other pictures. It's a bunch of dudes. When I was on dating apps, I was like, okay, 32 will be my max. And then anybody that I went out that was 30 or 31 or 32, they only had pictures from their college days.
Wow.
So I was showing up. They had their freshly formed dad bod, their little beer belly. They had a weak chin, and I go, I think, stop. One guy smelled like kitty litter, and I was like, you
went on a
didn't.
date with Matthew Mitchell?
I wish he smelled like kitty litter.
At least get some absorbent crystals in there.
At least there's like a scent of Gain or Febreze.
Linen or Pacific Northwest Mist or something.
I was so mad at this one guy because he just really didn't look like his pictures, and you could just tell he had aged out of them. And he was eating chicken wings on the first date, which is not a problem to me. That's cool.
Oh, really?
That's cute. That's fun.
seems like
Whatever.
an issue, though.
But it's because of his lack of chin. It was like spilling down his neck. And I was like, you can't order chicken wings on a first date and have no chin.
Yeah, just get
No.
the uninterrupted flow of sauce.
Yeah, and he was a mess. And I was like, this is supposed to be cute, but it's not because you don't have a jawline.
You got to get you got to get like macarons, whatever those things. You got to get something very macaroon.
Just straight to the mouth.
Straight to the mouth.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
You got to do very not. That is
No.
wild.
Yeah. So update your pictures. That's
This is a fun one. I went on a date with a lady who, by the way, fucking texted me back, but that's fine. But she, on her dating app, she matched with the guy that beat up Jussie Smollett. So she showed me his Tinder, his Hinge
fucking
profile.
awesome.
I thought I deleted my profiles.
This is him. He's his name is Bola, and
Ebola?
yeah, he's the guy that he said what's his occupation. He says he's a big risk taker, which is very fun.
oh god.
Oh
He's a crisis actor for the city of Chicago.
yeah, he doesn't like it when people bring it
A
up.
good guy for funerals.
For fake wakes.
Fake
Fake
wake,
Wake
fake wake.
LLC.
Wake up. Wake up, LLC.
That's pretty crazy. So how'd the date go?
It went pretty good. I didn't not being the guy that beat up Jussie Smollett.
It's a big W in her book.
Yeah, but then we went to what's that show called? Tight Ship.
You took her to see Tight Ship. Were you on it?
I was on it.
You were on it.
Yes. And
Okay,
that did
alright.
not go because I found out later on she basically described the comedy she liked, and it was basically not stand-up comedy.
Uh-oh.
She actually gave a description. She's like, it's uncomfortable, and she was like, I don't like when people just do really quick jokes and like they don't tell stories. And I was like,
Worst of all, when they do
I was about to
documentary-based
say,
observations.
it was the way that she was like, here's how I would describe the comedy I don't like. I basically just don't like, jokes that are, it's basically, I just kind of don't like it when white guys of a certain height with brown hair tell a lot of really short jokes. And I was like, that's crazy. Pat Bolduc really tries. Like, I'm trying to but she liked the guy Cleveland. So
She liked what?
some guy named Cleveland. Because she said he was much better than you were. And I was like,
She said that?
She did say that.
That's crazy.
And I thought that was a little rough, but I was willing to
Where
hunker
can we
down.
find her body, Mark?
Wow.
Give her family the closure.
If you can. No. You'll never. Well, first of all, it's in several different spots. It's in Gary, Indiana, and you have to answer a riddle 3 to get to it. But God, what a nice lady, though.
That's when I drove 32 miles through the mountains from Boone, North Carolina to elsewhere to meet up with this girl. I got there, first of all, mom's house. She's living in her mom's house. She opens the door. She's like, my mom is asleep in the other room. You can come in. We go to her room, and literally, first of all, she probably had a good, I'm going to say 45 pounds, 2 inches on me. Both directions.
She's like out of your fighting class. If you
Yes,
were
yeah. In the UFC, this would have not, they couldn't have scheduled
this
fight
was an
after
exposition
85.
match. Yeah, this.
This had to be like somewhere in the Japanese league, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we went in, and I remember like almost playing dead. We like laid down in the bed together. I didn't want to do anything, so I basically pretended to fall asleep. I slept with her like sounds wrong, but like kind of orangutan-ish, like very long and hairy arm around me.
Yeah.
And then around 3:30 in the morning, I was like, I'm gonna get out of here before your mom wakes up. And I hit the
Did
road.
she sneak you in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, snuck
I
me
thought this
in.
was just like the poorest planned date ever.
No.
Okay,
She was like,
okay.
I was asleep on the other side of the house.
Okay.
It's like a trailer
Yeah.
kind of house.
Wow.
And she was like, you can come into my room. And then we went in there. And I think there was some very polite, like, mwah,
Yeah.
mwah, good night, babe. Mwah, night, honey. And then I turned over and was Little Spoon and then drove home at 3 in the
Like
morning.
a 50s sitcom where they have to sleep in separate beds
Yeah.
to like FCC things.
Yeah.
You're into
I was in like an Ebenezer Scrooge, like a long hat with a candle and a nightgown. I'll be sleeping on the couch tonight.
turning just very loud, just like soundboard snore, just shoo, 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 shoo. Don't touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me.
Oh. Anyway, things
He's a
not
fun
to do.
story.
I would say, is the guy who wrote that question aging out of his 20s?
Yeah, I think he's like my. I think he's like 26, 27 maybe.
You'll know.
Do you have things
Yeah.
earlier on and when you were 21, 22, 23,
Yeah.
24?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Actually,
our show.
though, I was doing dumb, crazy shit like when I was really young, like in
Yeah.
middle school.
You were cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem. I was doing the opposite where I
Yeah.
did it way later than
No,
I thought
I got
would.
it all out of the
I've
way,
done,
and then
like-
I was docile in high school. I just was like, I'll get my work done. I'll go to school. And I'll go home, and I'll go home to my boyfriend, and that was it.
Wow. What's the crazy middle school thing?
Middle school, I was like sneaking boys into my room in middle school.
Holy
I know. I was this what it
Middle
was,
school?
though. Yeah, it was like at night, like he would like I would have them sleep over or like sneak them in because my parents were very predictable, so I was like able to get away with a lot of
Yeah, they
things.
do really fall asleep at like 7 and stay asleep.
They went to work. They would come home at the same time. They would watch America's Got Talent, fall
Yeah.
asleep on the couch, and then you would hear the recliner slam, and you would know they're on their way up to their bed.
Yeah.
And then
my parents never got back out.
Stephanie's looking over her shoulder like, you got to finish before the singer takes his mask off. Hurry up back there, Chief. They're about to take Michael Rappaport out of the fish costume.
Oh, no. They solved the riddle on Deal or No Deal early. Oh, God. No deal.
it's true. So it was just like very easy.
I
to
tell
get
you
away
what,
with
hon,
things.
as long as
Yeah.
Beyonce's the guest on America, you can stick it in my ass if you want to. They're not going to hear shit.
Yeah, I was like, and then I had an older
What are you
friend.
talking about,
So I was
Lost?
like sneaking out with them a lot.
Yeah.
Not sneaking out, but just like going out saying I was here when I wasn't there, and yeah,
That's
just
so
doing
cool.
just silly.
I didn't
Were
drink till
you-
I was 19.
Didn't what?
Didn't drink till I was 19.
Me neither. Actually, no, I was
Yeah.
18.
And I remember
Wow.
my brothers were cooler. I think I actually got some of my first alcohol through my brothers. Like after I had started drinking, my brothers are younger than me, but they had the connection because they were cooler kids. And I have a distinct memory of being like 19 or 20 and having all my friends around, like door locked, a full 24 pack of like warm room temp Bud Light in my closet underneath all my clothes pile. And we'd reach in, grab warm Bud Light, and on a laptop watch YouTube reruns of Nickelodeon shows.
That's a very
It's like
fun-
Wild
very
Thornberry's
mature,
playing.
and then we're
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
Blue's Clues. That's fucking awesome.
Oh,
Go for it.
careful,
Oh.
boys.
I think we got to fight for it.
We're
That's like
destroying
a commercial. That was fantastic.
You're going to need one more than
I got drunk in, I think, 6th or 7th grade. I got so fucked up I threw up.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was when
Where at?
Bud Select came out. I remember
Oh,
it
dude.
vividly.
You were there for opening day.
I remember it when it came out.
For what was it?
Bud Select.
Bud. I don't even know
They had
Bud
black
Select.
cans.
You've never heard of it?
Bud Select.
Yeah.
Like
black
le-
cans. Didn't it make that?
Bud
anymore?
Light or what is this a
I
different?
have no
this
idea.
is- it's
Just-
like Coke Zero. It's like all the flavor of Budweiser, none of the calories, or like,
No.
but not light beer.
I will tell
No.
you, if you drink enough of it for 10 years, it will kill your dad. That particular brand. They don't put that on the box.
They're
But-
selecting angels.
They're selecting a single parent home. Is what that selection is for.
Oh my God.
Hit the ground running with those things. Those were big, but they look tasty.
Round running. That's very funny. Just the same label, and like it's Steve in like a dinosaur T-shirt still, and then hard cut
It's
to like.
cut to you at the liquor store, and it's like the same thing happened. You and my dad both going for the Bud Selects at the same time.
It was like you guys both reaching for the Snyder
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
The hands went in the box.
Those are so good. I drank when I got to college, and I had a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. And I didn't tell anyone I was with I didn't drink.
That was your first time.
It was my first time. And I said, I'll have a beer. And my voice cracked like I was McLovin getting it from a place. And I had it. And I was like, this is wild. I'm so cool. More embarrassingly, the first time I smoked weed, I pushed people to put on the song Young and Wild and Free. But so we go out,
Yeah.
and I
Was
barely.
it after you were high, or was that like in your head?
It
You were
was
like,
me.
I want this
it
to
was
be the song I
me
get high
not
to.
feeling it, telling people to put it on. I took one
Maybe this will bring it.
and I was like, I'm gonna do it weed smoke. Like if I had like a hacky sack or like what I had seen in like cartoons that weed smokers do.
Yeah.
So we were on the trails, and I was like, we should put this song on.
Felt
And
right.
if you can believe it, this is the first time I learned about harshing the vibe. Which
You
is something you can do.
harshened.
I harshed the vibe.
harshed
the
very
mellow?
hard. I
Yeah.
harshed the mellow, as we would say, as I was playing off of my phone speaker. So we go out, and they were like, "Turn it off." And I was, okay, all right, bud.
We when my first drink was from like a second cousin at a family vacation. Gave me a Come Hell or High Watermelon, still one of my all-time favorite beers.
Yeah.
And then a glass of amaretto liqueur. But when I got to college, that was the warm-up. That was starting the lawnmower. I got to college, and there was a frat guy on my floor with a fake ID. And I would have him buy me, because on like Friday, he'd be like, everyone put in your order. I'm going to go to the gas station, get everybody's booze for the weekend. I'd put in an order for like 2 bottles of wine, or I'd just go on the ABC web store for like, and there was just like a spreadsheet, because it was North Carolina where you can't buy alcohol like outside, or can't buy liquor outside, whatever. I get like I didn't know what any of the I didn't know what a fifth was. I didn't know what Grey Goose was.
Yeah.
I just would select a random one, and then he'd bring them to me, and I would drink them alone, because my roommate would go out of town every weekend while watching. Remember when Hulu was free?
Yeah.
Every Friday, the new Office episode would come out, and I would drink a bottle of wine alone.
Oh yeah.
And then he got busted with the fake ID. And I remember being like, that's what I tip him. That's why I pay him the big bucks. Because
Yeah.
I'd give him,
Go down.
it'd be like 2 $5 bottles of wine, and I'd give him $20 and be like, keep the change. And I looked out the window and saw the cops surrounding. I was like, that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
That's bail money. That's the bag man. That's like what Diddy has someone else carry the gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Old Ricky Two Toes got rolled.
I had so many fake IDs. I had a black guy's for a while that I was using.
Oh, guy's fake.
I swear to God, to get into bars.
And that'd be very funny if the bouncer just looks at you, just say the N-word, and he lets you in.
And it worked a couple times. It actually did.
Also, I could feel like sometimes if you're dressed up in the full jeans, you got the hat, you do look like you maybe got that ID through some nefarious means. Like you might have strong armed a guy.
I just
or
give him a
something
head
like
nod and he let me in.
that. That fucking rules.
I had a
Never had one.
Never had a fake?
Never had a fake.
I had
Me neither.
Mine
Me
weren't
neither.
like manufactured. Like you could send mail order away and get like one from California with your face on it that says you're 60 years old or whatever the fuck. But most of mine were just like, hey, my brother, this is my brother's. I've used it. I'm 21 now. You want my old one?
Yeah.
And it was like a dude that vaguely resembles me and worked for all the college bars.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would just get him taken away like every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I never thought it was worth it.
I never had anyone cool to get me. It was always it was pulling hairs to try to get people. We had one unreliable guy who we would text. It was like a friend's brother, and he'd be like, I don't know, maybe if I'm in town. It's like, you just have to go to the store. The store's across the street from the dorm. You go in and hand it to us, and we give you everything. And it was like, oh, no, I think I'm thinking about watching golf later or something. I never had a good guy as a connect.
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And now I don't. Now I actually kind of honestly get it. Like if kids were to hit me up and be like, "We want you to buy alcohol,"
Did you ever pull a hey mister?
I used to get homeless people to buy me alcohol.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey mister, you mind getting us a fucking 12 rack?
And also, it's not a good. I would get
20.
crazy homeless people to do it, and so it wasn't a like they could legally buy alcohol, but also they weren't allowed to buy it just because they had a history with the store they were living in front of. So some guy that had
Mark's
been,
just standing on a street corner while a guy walks away with a $20 bill. And Mark's like, hang on, honey. I'm about to get us a 12-pack of Bud Select.
don't worry about it. I just have to go in there and show them where it is. is, and no, things are gonna be fine. I know this guy's my friend.
Oh, he bit me. Oh, he's got me good.
Yeah.
I have a distinct early drinking story of getting a 1/8 of Grey Goose, and I was drinking that by myself in the dorm and watching The Office probably. Ordered a pizza, ate I ate a full pizza, drank a full 1/8 of Grey Goose, and then so that night I had a dream that that there was a ghost. Speaking of dreams earlier, I had a dream that there was a ghost, and in the dream the ghost it started out fun. The ghost would let me levitate through the room. It'd carry me around. And so I was having fun bouncing around through the room. And then it got scary. And the ghost floated me to the middle of my dorm room, looking out the window. And I was hovering there, and now I can't touch a wall, and so I can't bounce. It's not like space anymore. I can't bounce around. I'm freaking out. I open my mouth to scream, and I feel the ghost arm reach up, stick 2 fingers in my mouth, and hold my tongue down so I can't scream. The sun comes up through the window, flash of light. I wake up, and then I'm looking around. There's pizza grease fingerprints on the ceiling of my dorm.
That's crazy.
I still have no idea. They were over my desk and can be I would have had to be balancing to get
You
them.
might. I mean, you were drunk, right? You had drank enough to.
I drank quite a bit, a sizable amount.
Yeah.
I could have been blacked out.
Yeah.
And bouncing around and forgot about it.
Yeah.
It could have been from whoever had the dorm before me, and I just never noticed them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no
Is this
idea.
a double dorm or is it just you in there?
Double dorm, but my roommate would leave every weekend.
Yeah.
Sober guy.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
No.
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I don't actively believe it, but when someone tells me they say they've seen a ghost, this is a very confusing version of belief. I'm
Yeah.
I believe that people, when they say they believe in ghosts, they say they've seen a ghost.
You believe that they believe that they've seen.
That's what
I
it takes to
believe
get
there's a-
laid in
I-
Oak Lawn.
I've had this conversation many times before. It's a very spiritual world out there. No, but I believe that when someone says they've seen a ghost, I'm not they didn't see something wrong. It's just I've never seen they don't hang out with me for some reason. I don't have a lot of one-on-one interactions with ghosts.
This is a question that my childhood buddy always poses, which is how weird does something have to be before you can justify changing your whole life? Have I asked either of you guys this before? I don't think I've ever.
What?
Where it's if you were let's say you were in a house by yourself and you heard a voice that was hey, it's me. Is that weird enough that you would be all right, I'm going to quit my job and become a ghost hunter person? Or would you be no, I probably...
Am I schizophrenic would probably be my first.
Your first.
I'm hearing
so,
voices.
So we kept asking the question where it's if you, let's say you walk out the front door of your house, you open the door, walk through it, and you're just in Avondale Coffee Club. And you turn around, the door's not there. Would you be okay, I'm going to spend the rest of my life being one of those newspaper on the wall line between the pictures trying to figure out what the fuck happened?
Something crazy happened to you. You go crazy.
Yeah. How crazy does it have to be before you can justify being an insane person trying to figure it out? Or would you just always be I probably blacked out, forgot what it was?
Yeah, I have so much self-doubt anyway where I'm
Yeah.
it probably didn't actually happen like that, or I'm just crazy, or
It'd
I
have
got
to be
drunk off of a Grey Goose or whatever. And
Deep into the cast before I ever admitted to someone. We have to be very out of subjects before I admitted to someone that it happened. I don't know. I honestly wonder. I heard about someone where they had there was a lady. My ex-girlfriend said there used to be a Victorian girl that lived in the back of their house.
Yeah.
And that you would because you used to have to stay when I was staying there. You were staying the guest house. And there was this house, which was it was like a horse stable that they converted into a house in the 18 somethings. For some reason, a Victorian girl lived there. But the problem was this Victorian girl lived right in the middle of where the guest house. It's you only see her on the walkway to the guest house. And I was first of all, she hit me with this first time we're there, and I believe that there might have been I just never saw the Victorian. And I would look around real quick to think, I don't know how ghosts work. I don't know if she'd be, she'd forget to turn on her buzzer or whatever, to go invisible.
go ahead.
I think there's weird energies places though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's ghosts, but it does seem certain places have weird fucking energy too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Where you just get weird feelings in certain places.
I asked because I lived in Pittsburgh for a little bit in a very old home, and I would see ghosts. What I thought I would, but I was also really young, so I was like being invalidated by my parents like all the time over it. But I remember 3 of them. Or 2 of them. I mean, and I remember their faces. There was a black, tall, lanky man in the backyard. Every time he was in the backyard with a blue top hat and a blue coat. And I remember him.
Black, like a black guy?
Yeah, black guy.
Okay. Or black like
guy.
a shadow figure.
No, it totally. It was like it looked like a human, but I knew it was
What's
a
up, my shadow?
Oh, shit. Oh, man, this bitch saw me from another plane. Fuck, little white girl commie sneaking around.
Just on the Ouija board, it's saying SHEEEE.
Shit.
You saw?
Oh, fuck, I'm damned here for all existence. Shit, caught between worlds and shit.
Damn.
So he had top hat.
His top hat, blue.
Now I got 2 fades.
He was like in his Sunday best, and then every time I saw him, and then there was this woman who. So there was like
It's a woman ghost being like, "Have you seen a black guy around here?" Oh shit!
It was a woman. So the staircase, you would open the door.
I swear there used to be copper wire here. Ooh. Sorry, you go.
I opened the door. We would open the door to the house, and you would just get a shot of our staircase going right up to the second story. And every time I would look up that staircase, and then it would be like a hallway. So I would just see her passing back and forth within the hallway, and she had gray sweatpants on, a purple shirt, and black long straggly hair. And she
That's
would
like
just,
a modern ghost.
she would just be like,
They're always dressed old. These are the most regular.
That's who I saw all the time. And I would tell my mom this because it was so freaky, especially just like in the hallway, like being like, oh, she's up there again. She's walking back and
Like
forth.
following
She's
the floor
pacing.
plan of the house.
Kind of, yeah.
Were they
That's so
big? Were they
spooky.
translucent?
They were like wispy, but they were very vivid.
Yeah,
Like their
really.
movement was wispy, but they were like I could like I have them like in my head still because they were so vivid.
spooky.
And so so my parents were always like no you're wrong. I used to sleep in my mom's room and my dad's room all the time. Almost every night I was so scared of them, scared of ghosts.
Mom, there's a black guy in a top hat fucking a bitch in sweatpants in my room. Can I sleep in your room?
Okay, but here's the part where so I would sleep in her room and I ended up like just sleeping on the bed one night, and she woke up and I was next to her. And then my mom told me when we moved out of that house and I was a little bit older, she goes, by the way, I want you to know, I also believe that there were ghosts in that house because I saw one. And I was like, what?
Did you get like a cross exam?
that.
Did you ask her what it looked like before you told her?
No, she told me she had a different ghost. It was a little girl with pigtails, was laying next to me in bed, had like gotten up like from her spot and just like walked into the closet.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I would have moved out.
I know.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So I was telling her the whole time and she was denying it, invalidating. And then she didn't want to scare me, but she said she also saw ghosts.
She was like that horror movie.
My brother heard footsteps in the attic because his room was right under the attic. He would hear it every night. So,
Wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Do you still have access to that house?
No, I mean, it's in Pittsburgh.
Was it an old house?
Forgot
Yeah,
that.
it was an old house, brick road, brick house. Definitely, yeah.
I wanted to do
sounds
the
good.
comedy ghost hunting show. It's still one of my
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
one of
yeah,
my
yeah.
goals. Comedy Bigfoot, comedy Loch Ness monster,
fun.
comedy ghost.
Yeah, well, we
comedy-
can take a trip to Pittsburgh if you want.
We can.
See if the renters are still there.
See some people some souls getting stuck in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well,
Mac
right.
Miller. Probably
Did the
there.
ghosts ever interact with you?
Yes,
Did they
bro.
acknowledge you at all?
No. No. not
Shit,
from-
I ain't talking to a little white girl.
She gonna get me in
So
trouble. I feel like the black guy
just
did.
going in and out of room. Loud. That's not all right.
That's so fucking
We
funny.
have a lot of fun.
No.
They used to do
yeah.
historic ghost walks in. Do you remember like in Wilmington or like in the Outer Banks? You would
I was
go
gonna
there.
say
I applied
Carolina
to do it
boys.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
to do.
They had
I took.
You don't have any ghost
I took
stories?
history of North Carolina ghosts in middle school as like an elective.
They had
Whoa.
the biggest North Carolina thing the Devil's Stomping Ground.
I camped there.
You camped at the Devil's
I
Stomping?
camped at the Devil's Stomping Ground.
And you both don't believe. Well, I guess you guys say you want to believe. You're a straight up no.
The second I stopped believing in ghosts, I've never had any.
Right. That's what my dad would say.
It's
He goes, if
better
you don't believe in
modus-
them, they don't exist. So you're not
Yeah,
scared.
it's a
You
better
don't have
what
to
do
be
you
scared
call
of
it?
them.
yeah, but I
Monday.
still walk around and there's like Indian people.
Yeah.
St. Louis had The Exorcist. If you look it up, real fucking deal, dude.
Yeah.
They flew her in to get an OG priest from STL to fucking
Smack the
smack
devil out
the
of her.
spirits. Smack the
I,
crazy thing was they get the devil. I think it was a boy actually. Exorcised the devil out of him. He became a NASA scientist.
The guy that got the devil out of him became an ass.
Yeah.
So he picked a good host.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
you got to take the time to
Became like a
exercise these kids.
fucking adult with Apollo 11 or Apollo 1 or whatever the
If
fuck.
you guys listen to the tapes of the girl who got exercised in Germany, I don't like that. I will say, as a relatively non-ghosty guy, there's like the tapes of them exercising. Maybe it wasn't in Germany. Maybe it was the girl from The Exorcist, but one of the demons that.
What's to not
Demons.
like? What do you mean?
It's so like
Yeah.
so it's a girl who like.
Spooky.
Depending on what you believe, either she was possessed by like multiple demons and like she died during the exorcism, or she was like a schizophrenic girl and like due to neglect and religious fervor, like
Yeah.
she died, whatever. But there's like audio recordings of the priest being like, "Leave this body, get out," and you hear like, you know what I mean? Like,
so
like
panic.
Hey, I'm not leaving. I am eating.
oh, oh, the holy water! It feels no good on my skin.
There's just blood on the wall that says Yo Quiero Taco Bell. They're like, oh no.
Oh, the holy water feels like fire sauce. Diablo level spicy. Ay, ay, ay. No, she's speaking in like Aramaic or German or Roman, Latin, but it's some like, it just sounds so, because the girl who died was like a 14-year-old, I think German girl, and the voice sounds so not that, that, because I listen when I'm working during the day, I'm listening to a lot of like top 5 craziest ghost encounters caught on security camera footage and stuff like that.
Right.
And every time that one's come up, I like fast forward.
Have you ever listened to the sounds of the Vietnamese ghosts that used to play during the war? That's
What?
a crazy intro. Like someone was just going to pick up on that, but there's a belief in like Vietnamese religion that like if your ghost doesn't go to heaven, it walks the like forest forever. So during the Vietnam War, to try to spook North Vietnamese people, they made this recording of basically a kid speaking like, "Where am I? What's going on?" And they would blast it through the jungle at night to try to scare North Vietnamese people. And you can hear the recording, and it's like, "What's going on?" But the problem is that North Vietnamese people aren't stupid. So they would hear like the "what's going on," and they'd be like, "The Americans over there." 'Cause they played it out of a speaker, and then they got shot. But if you hear the recordings, it's like very spooky.
creepy
It spooked. I threw down my arms. I was like, I no longer rebelled against the American government. I learned my fucking lesson.
Oh fuck!
But the Devil's Playing Ground. Is there something like this in
I
fucking
camped
Illinois?
there. Yeah, I camped there. It was wild. You could hear. So the Devil's Tramping Ground is a place in North Carolina where there's like a forest. And there's like a random like 100-foot circle where nothing grows. And the legend is it's because the devil comes out at night and tramps around.
You can't put anything in there either because if you get up in the morning, it moves.
We tried. We left stuff out to see if the devil did not have an interest in moving a pencil or an army pig, and like a
Because
little
you're
army
taunting
parachute
him.
guy.
Because you're taunting it. Yeah.
You're taunting. He doesn't play tricks like that. You know what I mean?
Also,
Yeah.
we got shit faced. So for all I know, it did move, and we forgot where he put it. I don't know. But we went there. Me and 2 buddies went and camped out in the Devil's Tramping Ground. And I will say we did find a dead deer with the fur like splattered everywhere. But when we heard coyotes all night howling in the distance. So it was probably coyotes what got the deer.
No, who do you think?
But it was a
summoned-
freaky-
Figured a coyote got the deal.
My buddy got a car drove by one and we freaked out because we were worried we weren't supposed to be camping there. And my buddy was shit faced. He ran and like jumped into a thorn bush. and laid down.
That's the devil.
He
causing
disappeared
mischief.
for a while. We did not find
What are you
him.
more scared of, aliens or spirits?
Scared of?
Demon spirits. What's scarier to you?
I'm more scared of spirits because of the repercussions, but I feel like aliens are more likely to be real.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Did you ever hear about the cow mutilations?
Yeah.
You ever heard of those?
No.
They found these cows, I don't know, somewhere in like Colorado or something, like perfectly skinned and shit, or like missing organs.
Yeah, they missed, but it'd be
And
like a perfect circle.
There would
cut
be
out
no
of it.
like blood trails or anything.
Aliens.
They need to just keep those. Maybe
Aliens.
it's just too much like tonnage for them to fly back to their planet, but they should take those because now they're spooking me out.
Yeah.
They gotta consider when they're leaving.
Either
like,
that or that's the sign the McRib is back.
it's guerrilla
It's a
advertising.
perfect rib shape cut out of the cow.
What about you, Stephanie? What are you more scared of? The aliens?
Yeah,
or
I think aliens.
Or
uh-huh.
scarier to you?
Yeah, because
Even though you've seen ghosts.
Yeah,
they
true.
weren't bad. They were just hanging out.
Yeah.
So,
But the
and-
aliens always the only time we get aliens is when they're flying in like F-16s or whatever. And then you catch them, but they always zip out. They always like when you catch a rat when you turn on a light.
Yeah.
Every footage we have the alien ships, they're always like, "Oop, shit, fuck," and
Right.
they leave, and you can't really.
Well,
catch
I
them.
just feel like the aliens are smarter than and more capable than ghosts because
100%.
ghosts they can toss shit around.
They also
but-
died, so that's my
Yeah,
point.
they
Like,
lost.
They're already stupid.
They already
Ghosts
lost.
are by
Yeah.
definition retarded.
They could toss a couple of.
Oh, you died in the Civil War when guns took a day and a half to reload? How about I'm worried about the spaceship creatures?
Also,
actually?
the smart ones would have figured out a way to go up.
Yeah.
You're sitting down there just fumbling around in the dark trying to find the ladder handle.
Right, they're like the rejects
Yeah.
of the afterlife.
They're literally
They're stuck in here.
stuck being dumb. That's why they're always saying stupid shit, talking in strange languages. Like, "Ooh," that's drool coming out of their mouth. Ooh, boo.
Boo! Now, does seeing ghosts as a kid make you inherently spiritual? Like there's an afterlife, there's a God?
Ugh. No, I guess. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm very agnostic. I'm
Yeah.
like I can go either way, I guess. No, but that was a fucked up part. I would go to CCD, so Catholic school, right? And they told me that ghosts aren't real. Like it goes against the Catholic belief. So
Would
I
they
was
say
like,
they're demons?
Well, they're on your dad's thought of like they live in really old creepy churches. So every day there's just ghosts. I mean, it just looks ridiculous. So they have to be like, no, they're fake.
I don't know. Wait, what was your question? I don't.
I went to I think it was Baptist, but like a Christian school for a year. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I feel like maybe I heard it on a podcast since then or something like that. But I feel like very religious Christian folks are like, there's no ghosts. Those are
the demons.
They're
Yeah.
like they're trying to fuck with you somehow.
Right. And that's they think they're here on earth because they're rejected or they're in purgatory or something. Do you believe in purgatory? That's a Catholic thing. I'm pretty
Catholic,
sure.
yeah. Purgatory feels very Catholic.
Yeah, purgatory is.
But
a
it,
thing.
I mean, but there's some version of purgatory in a lot of ancient.
Yeah.
Like a lot of religions going all the way back have some like, well, this is the in between.
I
Like
don't
you
know.
weren't cool and you weren't bad.
Yeah,
There
there's no
was-
like hell in Judaism. I think you just kind of you get stuck in sort of an eternal like waiting room.
Yeah,
Like kind of like a Wii loading screen.
they're
for
waiting
life.
for the savior. I remember my whole youth group revolted. We had a ex-Catholic guy because I was raised Methodist.
Yeah.
Ex-Catholic guy converted to Methodism to get married, and then he, for some reason, was then teaching like Bible school or whatever. And so me and this group of Sunday school kids, he told us that Native Americans wouldn't go to heaven after they died because they didn't know. Not all, but we were like, what happened to the people who died before they were introduced to Jesus? Like, and he was like, well, unfortunately, they go to hell. And you're like, but they never got the chance. They weren't offered the choice.
Yeah.
And he was like, just the way. And then, for some reason, I feel like I was instrumental with like two other people in like getting the whole class
To question it?
to denounce him
Yeah,
and be like,
yeah.
no, there's no way that God would just send
Right.
Yeah.
people to hell willy-nilly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
My mom would also say that, but it was very much in a way of like she didn't know the. It was like a kid
Yep.
asking a question, so she would almost be like looking at the manual, like I
Yeah.
think they all go to hell, I guess. Because
Right.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, what about a baby?
Which sucks because those feather headdresses go up in flames quick. Yeah.
Do you have any more questions?
You got any more before we go
My
into the ones that we sent?
No, my friend, well, she was asking questions, but I don't think they're really the correct. She's gonna send one in a second, but she would. she asked, I'll just. How do you invest your money? How do you cope with setbacks? How do you plan for what you want in 5 years? And I said, no, like a situation. She said, huh? So
Invest
I
your
think
money in
we've tapped out.
podcasting microphones.
Let me tell you, a Zoom full recorder might set you back $300, but it'll pay dividends on the podcasting.
Let me tell you what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to be like, I live near a movie theater. I don't want to buy movie tickets. Alamo Drafthouse rewards membership program. All right. You're going to pay $30 a month, and then it's only $2 a ticket. And then it's all movies you don't want to see. So they'll be like, ooh, we're playing fucking Bend It Like Beckham. And you're like, well, I guess I won't do comedy tonight. I got to go see
Put
Bend
the dream on hold.
I got to go see. It's a one night only screening. It's the time capsules movies that they do.
She's typing, so we'll see. But
Are you in need
Steve,
of
you
any?
want to ask one of our questions?
I think you sent them to the wrong
They
number.
didn't
We're
come
out.
to your phone?
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty deep in the
Yeah,
cast here. I think we're good.
But we're almost at a point where it's like, let's just get a second. Let's get a twofer.
a part two.
Part
Is that
two.
okay with you? You? Do you need to get out of here? You got uncommon grounds?
I mean, am I going to make American Pie? Is the question.
Are you still going?
No.
Is it over? Is
Yeah,
it
it's been. It's been. I mean, I'm fine with missing the. What I mean, yeah, I'm fine with missing that.
The film is American Pie.
The film is American Pie.
In the American Pie saga.
It's the first American Pie. Which the thing is,
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
nice.
because I've never seen it. It's one of those movies that it keeps kind of coming up in life occasionally, and it's one of those like I guess at some point, in order to get when people say this one time at band camp, I laugh because they're making an American Pie reference.
Yeah,
That was
but I've
a
never
classic
seen the movie.
That was a classic era of
Yes.
comedy films, though.
They made a bunch of them.
What are we talking about?
American
The
Pie.
American
era.
Pie.
Oh, yeah.
movie.
Like what's
Yeah.
another good one?
American
from
Pie
that? Road
2.
Trip.
Road Trip.
Oh, I love. There's also Euro Trip.
Euro Trip.
Yeah.
Never seen any of these films.
Oh yeah.
This is
Those are. I feel like anything on Comedy Central during that time.
Basketball.
yeah. I didn't see Basketball, which was
Basketball.
You guys
that was
never
the
seen
South Park
Basketball?
guys
Yeah.
movie.
I
haven't
mean,
seen
probably
it.
bits and
fucking
pieces through
amazing.
Comedy Central.
I saw the movie Employee of the Month a lot that had Dane Cook in
Yeah.
it.
That was with Ryan Reynolds too, right?
No, it was
No.
the Dax Shepard and
It was
Dane
Dax
Cook
and
star
Dane.
vehicle.
Yeah, and
Dax
Jessica
Shepard.
Simpson.
What was the movie where
There was Van Wilder.
Wilder.
I know Van
There
Wilder?
was Best Friends with.
What
Ryan
was the
Reynolds.
movie about? Like all the people
Or
working
Just
in the
Friends?
fast food restaurant.
Waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah, that was
Gotcha.
That was good. Yeah, that had
That
what's-
had him in it, right? That
Yeah.
had Ryan Reynolds.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
What
was
the
the main guy.
Justin Long?
Because the big end of
Mhm.
that movie, I remember being like, there was like a 17-year-old girl, and she came up and was like, "I want to fuck you," and he's like,
host.
"We'll wait a week till your
Yeah.
birthday."
Yeah.
That was Ryan Reynolds' big thing. Was like, "I'm not," and that was like his character arc was that he went from being like, "I'd fuck a 17-year-old" to being like, "I'll wait 6 days till you
Yep.
turn 18."
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "We all learned a lesson
Mhm.
here,"
that actually in
He
the
did.
2000s,
and
was
that
big.
taught me something. It taught me not to drive 58 miles to Georgia to fuck a 17-year-old.
I might need to watch that movie before I'm fucking hopping on a
Yeah,
plane.
before you go to
Yeah.
Oaklawn.
Ugh,
Have you seen that movie, Waiting?
I've not. No, I've seen that. Those were on the Comedy Central playlist. So I've seen Waiting. There was also the movie Accepted was big.
Accepted. Yep.
Accepted
Very
was
funny.
huge.
Yeah.
And these were all just movies that would play during the daytime. And then there was a movie with another, what's his name, Dax Shepard one where there's like Let's Go to Prison, I believe, would play a lot. And that was about it. And then I would watch the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, One for the Road. And I was like,
Great.
I'm going to be a stand-up one day.
Yeah.
Like Larry the Cable Guy. And hopefully it's happening. I think in our dynamic, I'm sort of the Larry the Cable Guy of the group.
You might be desperate for pussy if you're driving to Oak Lawn.
If you
That's
find
Jo-
yourself
that's
buying a
Foxworthy.
plane ticket to a girl you don't know, you might be
If you're
desperate.
at an Avis car rental because your dick's been dry since May, you might be desperate for pussy.
If you're renting a kayak because she lives by a lake, you might be desperate for pussy.
I've been watching old Ron White clips, and
Yeah, they're great.
good stuff.
Yeah, they're popping up in my feed lately.
He's making a resurgence.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Bill Engvall, I saw a recent. I was like, I'm going to check in on the Engvall, see how he's holding up. I mean, truly not comedy. I mean, genuinely, because you've never heard about. I've never even heard of people opening up for Bill Engvall. I don't know where Bill Engvall does comedy. I think he does it off the grid. But he opened up telling a story about like his aunt at Thanksgiving. And it was like, and the way that she ate the pasta, you'd been like, are you trying to eat the pasta or feed it to the floor? And it's like, he's only been workshopping material. I mean, that got to pop around the room. I might actually use that on stage. That was an original Mark McPartland. It's a pop. I'm like, wait, this was just, it was bad. But I used to like him because he had Here's Your Sign, which was a big.
Here's your sign.
Here's your sign. When someone says something stupid, you say, here's your sign. Which, you know what I should do when people come up to me like, hey, please, can you just, go to the ATM and I'll get money out with you? Here's your sign. I had a, for Christmas, when I got the Here's Your Sign book, I think that was how much, I think my dad saw me watching Here's Your Sign one time and was like, got that kid's personality. And so he gave me Here's Your Sign. And it came with a little sign. That said, Here's Your Sign. But you can only hand it out one time. Can I have the Here's Your Sign?
Can I get that back? Sorry, bits and scene. Bits over. Can I have the sign?
Like, Mark, you got to do your homework now. And I do a Here's Your Sign and then wait and then Here's Your Sign back.
Pop it back over here.
Did you ever watch the Ernest Scared Stupid?
No.
Ernest goes to jail. Ernest P. Worrell.
Me and Nick watched one Ernest movie, and I remember driving very drunk back home. That's all I remember about it.
That's all you remember?
That's all I remember.
I don't remember the movie.
I remember the movie.
I don't remember the plot. I remember driving. All I know for certain is I broke the law.
I remember very earnest. Like I was being kooky like Ernest.
The cop pulls you over and you hit him with a Here's Your Sign.
Ernest P.
You've been drinking. I'm holding a beer container. Here's your sign.
Did you get the question from the guy?
No.
Also, do you got any questions?
She just ended up saying, this is hard. And I go, girl, it's...
Well, it's very funny to be doing so well that you don't have a situation.
She just doesn't understand what I want her to, like, how to word it, or, like, this is what she said. She said, don't compare your relationship to your besties who met their partner 3 months ago. And I said, no, like, what's the question version of that? And she said, this is hard.
Yeah, sweetie, we get that you're sad.
I'm like, what are you comparing? Also, she's married. I don't know what she's comparing any relationship.
Sounds like she was
watching
advice.
somebody who still fucks.
Yeah.
And being like, what?
Yeah.
You can't compare yourself to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Don't get married.
Truly.
No. Get married.
No, don't get married. You know what you should do? Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter used to live in separate houses, and they were still married, and they were connected.
To be fair, you gotta live in a separate house of a guy who keeps making creepy doll films.
Yeah, I know. There's so much cobwebs that eventually, and they have both. It's like they both don't know where to put their cobwebs.
Get all these mannequins out of here. I can't sleep around.
At this point, honey, let's just get 2 houses.
I can't put my cauldron here because your skeleton's here, and they just got.
Sorry, honey. I wouldn't bring it up. It's like the 3rd time that this has happened. I was doing like sort of a detached crazy girl dance in the rain, and I bumped into your cauldron.
Who's using all my eye of newt? I get the groceries here.
Should I send the 2 questions that we got over from my phone? Is it worth it?
It doesn't matter. I mean, we're still cooking with gas.
We got gas. We're still. We
can save those questions for
It hasn't
later.
slowed down for a second, and I've got things that have happened, I'm sure, that I'm gonna pull out of my hat right now, just like when they do the things in Harry Potter.
You got a question for the...
No.
I saw a drone yesterday.
Thank you. Save.
That doesn't pour gas on the small talk.
What? Where?
Downtown when I was walking.
Like just a little first-person drone?
Someone was flying a drone.
That's big.
I don't know.
Did you call the Sun Times? Let them know.
Yeah. I said, drone. Somebody, you're supposed to have a permit from the FAA to fly this thing.
Are you guys like big on little remote control like boats? And
I would be.
Are we big on that?
This is a group.
You've got a very
After
accurate
you're done watching
read.
the storm, you're gonna go to the pond where it's a little rocky.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Weather's cleared.
Stephanie, hold that thought forever. I used to do that as a kid when we were.
Yeah.
I didn't have, but this was back in the day. We had to make our own. You know,
Oh.
so I would cut you'd use a Sprite bottle, obviously.
My dad had like a little boat, like a little motorized boat, and
That's
we would
so
put it
cool.
in our pond. And
That's
so
pretty
cool.
sweet, though.
That's dope.
Do you know Tyler Perry is really into like small but big jets? Like there's guys that
Go
fly.
deeper.
what is
There's guys that fly RC jets that they look like a Southwest Airlines plane. They look like a Boeing 747.
But they're like the
They're
size of a couch.
this
Oh,
coffee
yeah,
table.
I've seen those.
And it's like,
Those-
You think he's ever
and it,
flown
like,
one in the
goes up.
Medea outfit?
But
Yeah.
apparently Tyler Perry, I think I swear to God, I've seen a video of him, and he has a dude that just manages his RC fleet.
really?
Of
I'm gonna
that's-
do. If I ever had Tyler Perry, I would.
Hello.
You just got to do it. Cat Williams says all you got to do is put on the dress. That's what Hollywood wants you to do, and then you're gonna make it. I saw a video yesterday of it was one of those like YouTube scariest videos compilation while I was working, and it was a guy that got killed doing one of those things.
The RC jets.
He did a helicopter. He had a little RC helicopter, and it was called Steve's Helicopter World, and it was a bunch like, "Hey guys, I'm flying my helicopter today," and then like the guy's voice was like, "But there was one final flight," and then
Wait, did a remote control helicopter
His-
kill
he-
him,
he-
or he was actually flying in a helicopter?
he was a remote control helicopter, and he was like, "I'm gonna do a spin," and then just came down and cut his head off.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, like decapitated him in front of
That's
his
how you
friends
end
and
up
family.
haunting a Stephanie house.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
those guys don't make it up to heaven. He couldn't even.
Oh
he
my
can't. He's probably too
God.
scared to fly again. He's probably going around the little field. Boo.
That'd be a sight to see. That'd
That's
be hard to move on from that
insane.
one.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
my
and
dad
also,
get
how
his-
do you like you're like, oh fuck, sorry, one of my parents died like flying a remote control like it's
Yeah, it's a little too.
Oh, did he?
yeah.
That's how he died.
What
What else
are
are
you
you lying about?
That's one of those like.
There's some sort of lack of tragedy to that.
You
'Cause
can't
of
have.
how
You can't
funny
die
it
in
is.
any way
Yeah.
that's like mildly silly a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if I ever get killed by ducks or something, you guys need to be like.
Yeah,
it
like
was
a
swarm-
pissed off swan.
Yeah, a
comes
pissed off
chasing
swan. I got
after you.
attacked one time at a cemetery by swans.
Yeah.
And if that happens again, if they come back for round 2 and I'm
That
not
happened to
prepared,
me. Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary
You
'cause-
think you might
because
die.
you think you. I was running all towards them, and they realized that there was a bunch of them, and I was just an 8-year-old kid. And then one of them, like I could hear them say, "Get him!" I heard one of them quack,
Yeah,
"Get him!"
yeah.
And they all turned and ran at me, and I ran up the hill to my mom, and she wasn't helping me. She was just sitting there grieving my grandmother, or whatever the fuck we were doing. And I was like, "We're about make room for another one."
Grandma, I'm coming.
Grandma, I'm coming. Grandma, please.
Pecs for thee.
And then I've been spooked ever since.
I don't know why when you mention Cat Williams now I just have a very vivid I just want there to be a Cat Williams tape, but he's just doing Chicago comedy. He's not taking down the industry. He's just, and got 8 comics they want to put out that ain't never been funny.
No comment on that, buddy.
Yeah, that was
I just, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it on other podcasts. You know what I mean? I'm trying to
Diversify.
I don't know why this made. When you were talking about boats that cost you having small boats, my dad bought a boat for like $1,100.
a boat or
a
an
boat
RC
boat. A boat boat.
$1,100.
$1,100 that he did not tell my mom about. That he thought would be a big surprise. And he named it the Papa Goose. And it would basically he
The
named it
what?
the Papa Goose.
Where is that boat now?
I mean, it's fucking at the bottom of the ocean. I think that thing. It would like when you started the engine. I think the engine just made smoke, and it was an auxiliary thing that it would ever propel you forward. I think the
force of smoke.
The
coming
force
out of
of
the
smoke
engine would push the boat forward.
would make it go, and we would always get. And then the thing was, it was in Carolina Beach or something. So it was sandbars. It was actually there's like an island in North Carolina where they have wild horses.
Yeah,
They
That's
still have
sick.
them.
yeah. We
And-
went there on a field trip.
And the thing is, the problem is that there were a bunch of sandbars and water in the way of the Papa Gooses getting to that island. So we would get on the boat and be like, today we're going to go to the horse island. And then we would make it just out, and then we would sandbar. My dad would be like, we all have to get out, and we all have to go. And then we would all have to kind of like shovel like Egyptian slaves, and we would have to kind of like have someone else would inevitably see the Papa Goose hit a sandbar.
The Papa Goose hit a pony at sea.
And then we would have to get towed in. But every day he would put on the hat and be like, you guys, today's we're going to the horse island. I'd be like, Dad, no. And then he would go.
Slap on the captain's hat.
He would. And he'd be like, the horses are going to be looking mighty fine today. And then it would be hit a thing. And he's like, all right, we're going to go back and eat
You
warm
can
hot
hear
dogs.
the whinnying in the distance when you're stuck on a sandbar.
You would just see other people whose like dads spent money on boats, like, wee, just going to see the thing. And it was us there with like a white flag. I was on a door like the Titanic. Just
Have a gas mask on, trying to push through the smoke, get it in.
I can't believe there are so many ponies.
All right.
Well,
Is that the cast?
That might be the cast.
All right. What time is it?
No questions?
No, they've all given up.
Not to put the pressure on you as the guest.
No, my one friend didn't understand, and my other friend hasn't gotten back to me yet. So that's all. There was one question that said just finding balance. That's not really situational.
Finding balance.
how to
Yeah.
find balance?
How do you
Yeah.
find balance?
I feel like I'm always at war with myself in my brain, like finding balance between different sides of yourself, work-life balance, grinding, self-care balance.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead and let us see a picture of this girl.
I will not. She may or may not have an OnlyFans account.
Wow, we're gonna need to drop
So
that.
I think
That'll throw things out of balance.
yeah, I think that's what she means. Is just like she's trying
Just
to find.
she should know I'm willing to go to Oak Lawn.
Yeah, I don't know. She just, I feel like when girls get OnlyFans, they know what they're doing. They know how other people perceive them, and then it makes them question the good in them and their worth and stuff like that, and whatever.
It
You know
starts
what
out
I
as a
mean?
good thing, and then it slowly. And that's what happened to me when I got mine. I started,
Yeah.
Your OnlyFans.
yeah, I started to feel like a piece of meat.
I'm
McPart
a
page?
piece of meat. Yeah. No, but the
It's called the Papa
girls
Goose.
that I know are on it. Yeah.
That's the title of the up.
Yeah, I don't know.
How's
They're all
she-
smart.
Does
They're smart, beautiful boss bitches or whatever.
Say it once more in the mic with feeling.
What?
I'll tell you how you have a work.
We'll edit this part out. Go ahead and say that one more time.
Yeah.
Look right in the camera.
And go again.
Can I? Does
Yeah.
it fuck with a lady friendship if one of them has an OnlyFans? Do you start to like? Are you like, whoa, I didn't see that side of you before?
Not for me. Not with the not with the women I hang out with. No, we're all very supportive of it, and they're gorgeous women, and they should be paid for their gorgeous bodies. So
They should.
They should. They
Is
shouldn't
it turning
just
to
be
profit?
Yeah.
It's doing good? Yeah.
She's making fucking
Moving the needle.
bank,
do you
dude.
make
Metaphorically
Yeah.
moving the needle.
She's making bank. So it's like,
I'm gonna get
okay,
home
you're
with my
gonna
needle.
you're gonna post the same photos you do on Instagram for no money, or you have an OnlyFans and you make I mean, men
The
will
same
pay
photos?
for
Is
nothing.
she going
Yeah.
non-nude?
I'm not sure the details or how
You
explicit.
don't subscribe? Not really a friend?
No, I've never had a only. No,
She
yeah.
should give you the
I've never had
passcode.
OnlyFans on my phone, but men, it doesn't matter. Men will pay for the dumbest things.
Poopy underwear.
Yeah.
A what?
Or whatever.
I was just throwing something out random.
Yeah, you don't even have to be undressed for men to pay for things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, celebrities
kind
will
of
do that.
numbers?
Well, they'll start an OnlyFans, and it's just like them kind of in like a shirt that has lace on it, and then they'll make $1 million and
Right.
they'll break it the second they open it.
yeah.
Also, but how do you promote that you have an OnlyFans? Like, do you just put like?
Yeah, if both your parents are still alive, how do you get it out there?
I mean, well, she works for a company that I think helps do that. They're like a media company that like helps market OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
But also, I mean, you can just go on your Instagram if you're bold enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does.
There
it.
was-
I actually
There
do
was
not know.
one girl, God bless, in my high school that she went live with it for about 37 minutes before I could download the app, unfortunately. And then posted like, "Hey, I'm starting an OnlyFans, and here's one picture." And then I think she realized she launched it hard on Facebook, which that's basically LinkedIn. I mean, that's all of your
Yeah,
relatives
yeah.
and family and stuff.
Yeah.
And so the second I rolled my tongue back up,
Yeah.
it was already deleted. And so I don't know how. You have to probably just be like, "I'm doing this," and soft
Yeah,
post it.
you let friends of friends know. Like when one of my friends had an OnlyFans for like a hot minute, and I was like telling all my guy friends, I was like, go check it out because make money.
I didn't get this.
No,
Okay.
no. But what was I saying? Yeah. I don't know. It's like might as well get paid for it,
Might as well.
That is true.
and she's paying more than her rent with it.
Yeah, what's the kind of numbers? That's what I'm curious.
It's a generous amount of numbers. It's her rent.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
sure
really.
it's her like going out money. It's her
Damn,
spending
That's
money.
awesome.
Yeah, because it's her full-time job now. I don't think she does anything
Oh,
else.
shit.
No, yeah.
How I do work.
And now
like-
she's writing in trying to find balance.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say that's the only reason she's
Is
writing in,
40% of the day
her work
too
life.
much to have a dildo in it? I feel a little unbalanced.
Yeah.
Namely, if this bus takes a sharp turn, it might poke through my uterus.
I'm having a tough time with work-life balance. It means pretending to be a nurse, pretending to be a firefighter.
It's recently been brought to my attention I have a fake tentacle in me way more than most people. And it's making me self-conscious.
I know how you do a work-life balance, though, for real. You get a job that is just absolutely mindless, and you put on scariest YouTube videos, and you click through them, and you go get snacks every like 20 minutes.
The Mark McPartland way.
This is the Mark McPartland way. You go get a snack. You go by the lake for like an hour. Actually, an hour and 30 minutes today.
Does that feel like balance? Because now I'm doing the thing where I'm getting out of the tub after soothing my wrecked butthole and then going straight back to the computer. I'm going to do more work. So I'm like, I didn't get my stuff done. My work's right there.
What I do is that I go on a little run, and then I'm like, that's an activity.
Yep.
And I'm basically just a amateur runner who does a fake job. And now the running is I'm getting passed by like ladies in wheelchairs, people that are learning their mobility after an accident. But it's
Light jogging.
I do. I go by the lake, and then that feels like refreshing. And then I go, and then it's about 1 o'clock when I really start working. Go about 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, fucking Christ. I mean, I remember one time I was in a meeting, and my boss was like, I was done with this thing. And then he was like, hey, can you get on something? I don't want to send this to you over Slack. And then it was like 4:30, and he like pulled it up, and he was like, I just want to tell you just this. You can go home. You can stop for the rest. You can stop at 4:30. And I was like, yippee! But really, I was like, I've been stopping at fucking 3:30.
Yeah. You're like, nothing changes, buddy.
No, I was sweating when you, like, I already had, like, my little suntanner thing out and, like, cucumbers on my eyes. When you send me a thing being like, get on a meeting, I was like, what? I had to immediately put my pipe out. I was already out.
Mark's on Slack with sunscreen on his nose. I found a work-life balance that works for me.
And it is just waiting for AI to take my job. But that is a somber note that we end on? Or
Artificial intelligence dominating the marketplace. Dominating the marketplace.
Yeah.
What are you more scared of, ghosts, aliens, or artificial intelligence?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Artificial intelligence seems to be...
Might be aliens.
The problem is that I thought it would... It could be aliens.
Very
from
well
the ship.
could be aliens.
I don't like that you can train artificial intelligence now. It seems like I thought it was going to take a while, but it seems like you just have to ask, hey, ChatGPT, can you do this job? And then it does it. And I was hoping we weren't going to be quite at my job.
Yeah, we weren't there
so
just
quickly.
yet.
I thought, at first they came for the people that made graphic art, and I said nothing. And then now they're coming for people that do mindless data stuff.
Google Gemini, dude, you could just type in, create an image of blank, and it'll just fucking pop it up.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
I typed in give me the funniest image.
Will it do nudes?
That you could create. No, it won't do nudes. It won't do any sexist, religious, racist.
I have spent a lot of time.
Give me
Mark
the funniest. Give me the funniest image that
Just
you
a
could
picture of
possibly
you?
generate.
That'd be
And
sick.
it was a dog cooking. in a chef's hat.
Fuck, we're all out of a job.
that is.
God damn it.
And everyone I tell it to gets he laughs. So it's
I like that.
this
That's
thing
like
is
the
fucking-
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and like 42 or something.
Yeah,
that
the
is the
answer.
perfect comedy is synthesized too.
I've spent a lot of time just experimenting to see if I can trick have you used the Instagram chat AI sticker generator?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time trying to see if I can trick it into making porn.
Really?
Yeah.
What words do you type in?
I do a lot. I think.
What are your keywords?
Yeah.
I need to go back in the search history. I know like things like succubus, where it's like the medieval legend of something sexual, and then it starts pulling from all the Google images of that. So you do like. It's a very good if you're trying to trick AI and prove that you're still king of your own domain. You're supposed to be working. You'll spend an hour on trying to send. Go like if you do like
I feel like I've gotten a couple of those.
all natural spread succubus, no clothes. Like you got to put
penetrate. I feel like that's
finger.
a good one. Yeah.
You can't do fingering. It knows that. But you and so what I keep doing is you explore up until it says we cannot generate, and then you take off the verbiage of the thing, and you try and figure out what it was that pushed it over the edge. And dude, the problem here, you want to know what's crazy is that the problem with AI, and this might be what makes the human race end overall, is that it gets a really good idea of like, and it starts doing like, I mean, hellish, truly unsavory, like where you put like, you know, succubus cream finger, whatever, and then it makes like, it can't do a nipple, but it can do like a screaming mouth, like fading into a melting uncircumcised penis.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's darker than if it just showed me porn.
Nipple,
Yeah.
That's
it doesn't.
more haunting.
It's trying. Some part of it is like trying to show me the other side, and what it comes up with is so.
That is.
Dark.
I mean, that's. I'd be more scared to find that like in my kid's laptop than finding regular porn.
Yeah.
If you just found like some
dude.
just Dante's Inferno.
It's crazy, and it's quick to do fucking CP. I don't want to say it out loud because this is going to YouTube.
The chop. You know what the thing is?
Yeah.
They've-
It's very quick. Like
I'm glad. Well, you knew it
I was
immediately.
just guessing.
Steven and I
CP.
were like, we couldn't even fathom what that could possibly be.
The second you said it's quick to do it, I was like,
I was
type
like
in-
chips and potatoes.
it's another one of the things where you're like, before it'll show a nipple, it'll show like a baby making out with a mother.
Oh, gee.
And you're like, this cannot be good for
Well, they
mankind.
found the get around. This is like when Taylor Swift sued because the glorious AI things that they came out with her.
Yeah.
Which is like, you can't be like Taylor Swift but you can be like Taylor Swift with glue on her face, and then it makes the full image, and you just do one workaround, and they made a bunch of porn.
Yeah.
I've not tried it personally, just because I let my account lapse. But I've
you
heard
guys
good
saw
things.
that they had to take down the Google thing because it wouldn't show white people.
Yeah. They tried to.
That's still what like is weird like that. I think.
Wait, what happened?
The Google
Gemini.
whatever AI generative
Gemini.
AI thing they overworked the AI because they're trying to make sure it wouldn't do anything racist, and then you'd be like, who invented Scottish sausage, and it would show like a strong black woman.
That's amazing. You know, if you just Google mother-in-law, it's just a bunch of images of mothers looking like this. You know, they're all like cunty. They all look like no one has an enjoyable
No, there's a
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law that's coming like helping with the kids.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
AI or just
No,
Google
that's
images?
just Google images.
It automatically
And it's like they're-
defaults to like a sultry
It's
panther.
like a
Cougar?
like a woman, a panther.
Panther. That might be a new category.
Yeah, and they're all white women too. They're all just like cunty white women. Sorry, am I saying cunt? We can say cunty, right? We just can't say
Yes, yeah.
CP.
Listen, yeah, I mean, you cross that.
Honestly, once you upload a 2-hour video,
Yeah.
I assume that the filters have gone
They're
totally.
done.
Like whoever was monitoring us for the fucking FBI has gone to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the guy that's got the Turnip and Stone file, just be like,
I'm
I came to Langley to make a difference. Now I'm fucking.
like, that's why Instagram thing would do CP. He's like, and Mark goes, try to, whoa, fuck.
He spills his coffee on the server and everything gets fried.
Hits the Dunkin' cup over. Oh man.
Well,
Want to call it?
shall we?
Let's shall.
Wow.
Thank you for sticking around so long.
Thanks
Yeah,
for coming.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
It's
That didn't keep you from getting anywhere.
9:30.
You okay?
No, I got
Alright.
nowhere to be. The storm cleared.
The storm is cleared.
Rain is
We
over.
waited out the storm.
Nice 2-parter episode in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Made great use of the coffee shop.
Certainly did.
All right. Anybody got anything to plug? It'll be on the second episode, so make sure it's 2 weeks away.
Nope.
No? Vixen?
Sure. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Oh, the Vixen.
McHenry.
Isn't it the
I'll
big
plug you
boys
when
of
you
comedy?
when you're headlining it
Oh.
in
yes.
almost 2 weeks, right? What date? March 3rd.
Should be perfect.
March something. Hold on. March 12th, March 13th.
Are you hosting that day?
I don't know. Honestly, I think a lot of people are going to come up just to hang, so I might just do sound for you guys, but it is all the boys. Let me see.
All the fellows?
Yeah.
Oh, are you on that one, Mark?
Yep. Yes,
There
he
we
is.
go.
Steve, you want to come up?
I'm down.
Okay.
What's the day? We'll plug everybody's shit at one time.
Yeah, it's come to the Vixen in McHenry March 13th to see Eric Emerson, headline the Laughing Fox Comedy Showcase.
There we go.
Everyone
That'll be
who's
fun.
watching this might be on the show.
Yeah.
So
Featuring Mark McParland,
56
Steve
people.
Rains.
You'll know that this got out if there's 52 Asian bots in the audience. All right, Mark
Good
McParland,
night.
Stephanie Robertson, thanks for coming on. Steve Rains and Eric Emerson. Bye.